Hello everybody, my name's Mike, and this is going to be a speedrun of Glittermitten Grove, a nice little resource management game about raising a thriving fairy community. I want to be presenting this as though it's some sort of marathon run, so try to give some commentary as we play. But for now, we'll just name the town whatever. And I'll say 3, 2, 1, go. So, the first thing we gotta do, build our fairies a house. Fairies need a place to live. And you're gonna see me using these fireworks quite a bit. There are some rare resources deep underground that we want to collect. I just got some crystals there. Those are gonna be useful for building the sparkle hut and the prism. Prisms will turn sunlight into sparkles, which are our currency used to dig like that. You know, shoot fireworks and do a couple of other things. If we ever need to fertilize the plants, we can do that with them. Now, you don't want to put too many things too far to the ends of these trees, otherwise the branches are going to start snapping off. There are other resources that we'll be trying to get to a little bit later down in the game. But for now, we just gotta sort of wait for our fairies to build stuff, wait for them to put stuff away. She's chopping down a tree. Now, once we have full food, we can hit cast light, which lets us see further down. Most people would probably just be building torches all the way down here, but you don't need to do that. The fairies, I guess, can see in the dark much better than we can. Anytime I open up a menu here, I have to mash the F button to fast forward the game, because it likes to pause whenever a menu is open, which it probably thinks that that's beneficial to the player, but we're trying to go fast here. So this combination of fireworks works quite chaotically. Oh, I need more food. And wait, there they go. Yeah, it's probably designed to shoot out to the sides and dig, you know, horizontally to get a bunch of these chests and stuff. But instead, you can use it to dig super far down, where all the really rare collectibles are that are just going to crack this game wide open. For now, let's see. We've got decent sparkles. We're collecting wood. We've got a decent amount of wood. We don't need a lot of wood for. I thought I built a. Oh, and that was the gem. Whoops! I still haven't built a pantry yet. Okay. All right. We're collecting resources. Well, we want to be at a certain point in the game by, I'd say, late summer. The game can span pretty much an endless number of years. It's a pretty chill thing. You're at no risk of losing unless you lose all of your fairies, and the only way that can actually happen is if you don't build that house right off the bat. So there's no threat of losing. We get little messages in the corner sometimes from our fairy pal Titania, who you may know as being named after the Queen of the Fairies from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. She probably would not be particularly happy with the way that I'm strategically... is it a door down here? Huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, this is Text World. It is a top-down action-adventure game, similar to Zelda. I would call it a roguelike in that it's presented to be identical to the old PC game Rogue, where the term roguelike comes from. Now you see I just got attacked by a gorilla there. These gorillas, they'll charge at you when they see you, and they can be hard to get around. Sometimes they just have some bad RNG. You know, randomly numbered gorillas. I don't know what that was. We did a little block pushing puzzle earlier there, and we collected something called the autocorrect skates, which make you, when you hit a wall, you automatically turn, making it a little bit faster to get around. It can just be a little bit hard to maneuver with those on, though. This is Toaster Derivatives, which is a sort of half cookie clicker, half Flappy Bird. You'll see that half of the comparison in a minute. You gotta buy these resources to increase your toaster's temperature. Or more specifically, the resources increase the rate at which you increase your temperature, and your temperature is the toaster's height, as is seen in nature. And you may be wondering, what? So I'll give a little bit of backstory while we're flying through these legally distinct, not Super Mario World pipes. There was a game called Frog Fractions on PC. It was a strange, goofy game that had a whole bunch of little mini games and odd bits and bats. And fans wanted a sequel. So there was a Kickstarter. It did pretty well, and it sparked this huge ARG by the developers, an alternate reality game, where things were being mailed to people. There were secret messages all around the world, alluding to things that might be Frog Fractions 2. Is this Frog Fractions 2? Who knows? And there was a secret sigil that was hidden in 24 different indie games, game files and stuff. And sorry, we just collected the sword here. And so Frog Fractions 2 eventually led to the release of this game, Glittermitten Grove. It turns out that the ARG itself is considered to be Frog Fractions 2. Glittermitten Grove, which is a part of Frog Fractions 2, was Frog Fractions 3. You may notice that I just showed my cool new sword to the guy who's based on Mido from Ocarina of Time, and then mercilessly stabbed him. So sorry about that. But we had to collect an item that he had, and then make our way over to the sewer blimp, where we are being assaulted by cockroaches here. Look at these high-res, beautifully rendered cockroaches. They will make you go, ah! If you do not have your movement down. They move when you do. The sword takes up a movement space. And now we gotta tell the game what our age is. So I'm gonna claim that I'm 22, which means I've gotta answer a bunch of questions that only a 22-year-old would know, circa the year 1895, when this quiz was made and last updated. And that's so that we can gain access to Spaxrus. Spaxrus, which stands for Super Passive-Aggressive Xenomorph Roommate Irritation Simulator, is a game where you are a space marine, your roommate is a xenomorph from the Alien movie franchise, I guess video games too these days, and you want to make him move out before the lease renews, because, I don't know, he's shedding exoskeleton everywhere, he's, laying eggs. It's not a great roommate to have around. Probably, winds up with a bunch of acid burns on the floor. And once we ticked him off enough, there we go. Wow, that was quite the shriek. Then we're back out, and we got a mysterious item that changes the overworld. See, it's nighttime. Things are getting a little spooky. Things are getting a little stealthy. Oh! Maybe I'm not the best at stealth. Maybe I intentionally got caught so I could pick up that weird yellow symbol. I wonder what that's gonna be for. Maybe we'll find out later. Ooh. Oh! I thought I was throwing a grenade at him, but it turns out it was actually just a pear. That's the limits of 8x16 UTF, not even UTF-8. It doesn't even have like the full Unicode set in there. Wow, these guys are giving me no quarter here, huh? The order is something. All right, boom. Now, for this one, I want to get caught. Oh, I didn't actually need to pick up that symbol. That doesn't matter. So that I can go to jail there, which is past an impenetrable wall. And now I'm at the base of a tree. We're playing some chess. Things are good. If this was some sort of a marathon, I could go for some donations now. I feel like Chess Invaders speaks for itself. Now, fundamentally, this is active time battle chess, where you've got to keep moving pieces forward. You don't really have to. Your only real goal is to survive for 2.5 minutes until you're able to beat the minigame. But you can keep moving your pawns forward. You can promote them. Ooh, They all follow the general rules of chess. Now I gotta pay a little bit of attention here. Make sure that I don't accidentally get my king eaten by a pawn, which would be quite embarrassing. I don't know if any grandmasters have done that before, but wouldn't be surprised. Oh, there goes my queen. Sometimes you can just kind of sit back and the game will just fizzle out. But in this case, no, I've got to actually be a little bit more proactive. Thankfully, I can spawn pieces that I've collected from the opposing team. And have I promoted any of these? No, I haven't. Oh, I haven't even gotten any pawns to the end yet. This game follows the sort of house rule about promotion where if you can only collect pawns that have made it to the end if they're pieces that you've collected from the enemy team. Which I believe is not actually a rule. It's just something that everyone kind of assumes is a rule. I looked it up. From like everything I saw said that you don't need, that you could theoretically have like 9 queens if you promote enough pieces, and if everyone else is being careful enough about their about protecting them. There is castling in this. If you can get your rook and king to just have spaces between them, and it's the king's first move. Now I'm gonna do this move here, which may backfire a little bit. We'll see. If my knight, oh, okay. Well, I can move the knight. Then I can get, yeah, there we go. Okay, I gotta quickly return to text world. This is a slightly different route than we used to take, but we got this bridge. This bridge is an item from the Atari game Adventure. There's a little orange guy up there. Wonder what he's for. We're not gonna actually find that out in this run. That's from a weird other side minigame involving a Mass Effect 2 save file. This game gets weird. Right, and so this thing lets you move through walls, but it can be really tough to maneuver with. You kidding me, gorilla? Golden monkey? There we go. Now we gotta spill this paint bucket. Do a little save and quit action here. And the paint bucket was so that all the keys in our inventory would be painted orange, which is required to get further into this room, which is hidden by a secret passage. You're supposed to have an item called the compass, which tells you where all the secret passages are, but gotta go fast. Speaking of gotta go fast, we'll see if I'm any good at doing this room yet. Nope, because of my sword. So the sword uses a movement, uses up an extra position space here. Boy. There we go. So you gotta be extremely careful about rotating it. Okay, now we're back on track. Down? Yeah. And down left. Go here. It's not worth it. There we go. Left, left. Grab the fruit symbol. And since I'm feeling funky, I think I'm gonna take the long way around. Ah. Oh, I can't exit here. Never, I gotta update the guide. Can't do that. All right, left, or down, right, down, something like that. Right, so we're collecting all these symbols. They're used for communicating with that frog that we very briefly saw. The titular frog from Frog Fractions. It is canonically the same frog as in that game. Come on, there we go. And down, down, and we are back on track. Oh, I forgot to update the splits when I entered the time machine. So there we go. Give the frog a pear. He'll eat for a day. Teach a frog to communicate with you, and he'll push a blue block. And he'll grab that blue key. And he'll attempt to push the red block, but a gorilla shows up. Frog's worried he's gonna eat him. So you tell the frog to feed that gorilla a piece of fruit, and the gorilla thankfully goes away. And then you try and get him to do that block again Frog gets an angry phone call from his wife. She doesn't want pears for dinner. What are you talking about? His wife's a cat, so you tell him to feed his cat wife their pet goldfish for dinner. And then you finally get the little water symbol, and the frog dives in after you tell him to use the water. And now we've entered the final gauntlet. The gauntlet, there we go, is supposed to be a collection of all of the different alternate overworlds that you experience during gameplay. Now, you may notice a very strange voice clip playing now. When you collect one of the purple symbols, there are 2 copies of each symbol in the game. The first one's yellow, the second one's purple. When you collect the second one, a story about the band Korn plays. So that's always fun. You get to learn some interesting factoids, like how the band never really existed and Earth has been destroyed. Or how apparently they had a bassinet player. Not a bassoon, but a bassinet, like a crib, a basket. Oh boy. There we go. Now we're back in the moving like a snake here. This snake can be particularly challenging to control as well. It always has the autocorrect skate type of movement. But if, oh, there we go. Yeah, sometimes it curls around on itself and just kind of dies much quicker than one would expect. So I'm gonna see if I can correct for that. Yeah, okay. We're doing pretty good. Let's get past the cops. Down, and time's coming up very soon when I touch the white Mind Stone. Time! And that is how you do it. World record despite flubbing the new strategy and technique in Glittermitten Grove. Now, I want to take some time at the end here to just say, when I played this game, I thought, hey, this looks like a great speed game. I wonder what speedruns are looking like for it. It's been out for a couple of years, and no one had run it. I don't know why. I think it's, it's got a very clear start and end. It's very entertaining, I think. It has a wide variety of skill. It's got just beautiful routing that can be done, but for some reason no one attempted it. So if you're playing a game and you think, I could speedrun this, I want to speedrun this, it doesn't need to be something that someone's already done. You can figure it out yourself. You can come up with your own speedrun page for it, come up with your own documentation. If it's good, people can join in. If not, worst case, you got a de facto world record and you can brag about that. So there you go. That's a lot of fun. I'm a fraction. Oh, now we're into the assistant of the assistant to the assistant to the assistant directors. This section of the end credits starts listing out every single person who backed the Kickstarter with progressively more assistant to the assistants. So the game will eventually spawn a fast forward button here. Let's quickly get to the very end of the list, because I think the final message of the game is quite nice. Hang on, let me see if I can slow that back down a little. Nope, it's well, there, it sounds like they're chopping stuff, so I'm doing pretty happy, I guess. We're into year 2. Wonder how Titania is doing. Can't scroll. I don't think the menu button works. Nope. Escape? Nope. Year 4. Well, no better way to go fast to demonstrate the speed, the true nature of speed running, than to abuse the fast forward button in a way that makes just basically turns all matter in the universe into butterflies and probably demolishes the bitrate. If you really want to test out Twitch's infrastructure, put this on there. Boy. It's been a while. You know, the butterflies keep popping. I think we're doing good. I think that the fairy village is probably a thriving metropolis. Billions of fairies. Titania is living large. The gorillas have all been freed. And just, I think everybody, a billion years in the future, is probably very happy. So with that, Great. I have some bad news about your trees. Alright. And with that, good night, stream.